Reach down and touch your toes, right now. I'll wait. How far did you get? Mid-shin? Knees? Now, the strange part. That's almost exactly as far as you got 5 years ago. Through all the stretching. The yoga class. The towel, routine the internet gave you. Years of daily effort, and the tape measure hasn't moved. Here's why. If hamstrings were ropes, and stretching made ropes longer, you'd have touched the floor years ago. You're not failing at stretching. Stretching is answering a question your body never asked. Your hamstrings are not short. Something is stopping you. On purpose. Don't believe me? Run this test. Sit down, slump your back into a full collapse, and straighten one knee. Feel that pull behind your thigh? Now, sit up tall and proud and straighten the same knee. Easier. Same leg, same muscle. 3 seconds apart. Tissue length cannot change in 3 seconds. Settings can. You just changed a setting. So let's open the machine and find the switch. On a crane, the winch cable does the lifting. And every winch built in the last century has one non-negotiable part: an automatic overload brake. The instant the system senses a load it can't control, the drum locks. Doesn't matter how long the cable is. A locked drum stops paying out cable. The resistance you feel is not the cable's length, it's the brake's opinion. Your hamstrings are 2 cables running from your sit bones down past the knee. And when you fold forward and feel that wall at mid-shin, that is not the end of the cable. That's the drum locking. A guard system that fires in under 1/10 of a second, faster than any relax command you can send it. You cannot out-relax a brake. It will always win. So the real question isn't how do I stretch the cable? It's why does the brake keep firing? Because of what the cable is bolted to. Every cable is only as trustworthy as its anchor. Your hamstrings anchor into your pelvis, a plate that's supposed to be held steady by the big stabilizers around it. Your glutes, your deep core, the anchor crew. Now think about what 8 hours in a chair does to that crew. The chair holds you, so they don't have to. Shift after shift, the anchor crew stands down. Then you stand up, fold forward, and ask 2 cables to lower half your body weight toward the floor, off a plate that nobody is holding. Of course, the brake fires. The brake isn't malfunctioning, it's the only part of the system still doing its job. Tension is what a machine applies when it doesn't trust its anchor. But wait, stretching feels like progress. Hold a stretch 30 seconds a day and over the weeks you inch deeper. Here's what actually moved. Not the cable, the gauge, the alarm threshold. Your system slowly agrees to fire the warning a little later. You haven't lengthened anything. You've relabeled the dial, which is why the gain vanishes by morning, and why after a long day in the chair the tightness comes roaring back. And a brake you keep forcing past its warning doesn't learn to release. It learns to grip earlier. You don't negotiate with a brake. You give it a reason to trust the machine again. 90 seconds, 3 moves, and we retest at the end. That's the deal. Move 1, the anchor squeeze, 30 seconds. Stand up and squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. 10 seconds on, relax, 3 times. That's it. You're waking the anchor crew and bolting the plate down. The cables feel it instantly. Move 2, the loaded hinge, 30 seconds. Hold anything with weight, a kettlebell, a full bag, a big water bottle. Knees soft, chest proud, and push your hips straight back until the weight hangs below your knees. Then stand. 5 slow reps. Load. On a braced anchor, in exactly the range the brake guards. That is the one signal a guard system trusts. Not force. Proof. Move 3, the exhale fold, 30 seconds. Sit. Exhale every bit of air out slowly, and let yourself fold forward with the empty lungs. 5 slow breaths. A full exhale is a stand-down order to the guard system. You're not pulling the cable, you're lowering the alarm. Now the retest. Stand up, reach for your toes. Further, an inch, 2, maybe more, after 90 seconds of work. Tissue does not grow in 90 seconds, brakes release in 90 seconds. That's your proof of what the problem was all along, and of what it never was. Run the protocol after every long sitting block, and do your 5 loaded hinge once a day. In 2 weeks, the floor is closer every single morning. Not because you stretched more, because the machine stopped bracing against you. So stop yanking on the cable. Secure the anchor. Load the hinge. Earn the brake's trust. Your hamstrings were never tight. They were waiting for backup. Subscribe to the Body Mechanic. The comments are choosing what goes on the lift next. And right now it's between your core's leaking pressure system and the Tex neck cantilever. Cast your vote below and tell me, how many years have you been stretching those hamstrings? Give me the number. Biggest number gets pinned.